Well, I think that what's interesting is that I knew nothing about what my father did in World War II until 2016.
Hmm.
Here I am, a grown woman. My father died when I was 19, back in 1980. So I didn't really pay attention. I didn't really know what he did as far as anything about World War II. And one day I was watching a documentary, and it occurred to me that I didn't know anything. And so I asked my brothers. My brothers knew some things, but they didn't know everything. And that started me on a, it just was a transformation up to where I am today, trying to help other people follow their fathers or grandfathers or uncles' footsteps in the women of the war. Um, because it was so exciting and so powerful once I did figure out how to do the research and how to figure out where he was, what he did.
All right. So where do you do that? Where do you research?
Well, I did not realize that living in St. Louis, Missouri was a huge deal until my brothers and I went on a footsteps tour to Europe to see where our father did fight. And everybody in Europe was like, "You live in St. Louis? You live in St. Louis? Oh my gosh, you live in St. Louis." I'm like, "Yeah." Well, guess what? The archives are in St. Louis. The NARA, NARA National Archives, where the personnel records, the IDPFs, the
Right.
personnel forms, the morning reports for all of World War II are housed in St. Louis.
Right. I remember our common friend Bob Konings, the first time he put me in touch with you.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, can I have some records? I
And I remember you like, but I don't have any money.
that
And I
was
said, well, let me see. What can we do? How about you help me and I help you, and then I could get you some records.
right. And
That's how this stuff started.
that's how I got to know about St. Louis.
Yes, it's not very many people know that that's where the so I go in person. And
Hmm.
Joey, you've been there. You were there in February,
Yes,
and
last Jan.
unfortunately, it's closed right now due to the pandemic. But um, it's fabulous to go find the records and then put the pieces together and help people figure out where their World War II soldier was.
So what does footsteps researchers do? How do people approach you, and what do they ask? How does the process?
Most of the time, they don't know anything, and they're like, "What can you get for me?" And they don't even know about the personnel files. The personnel files, unfortunately, in 1973, there was a fire at the archives, and the really misnomer about the whole thing is that not all the records were burned.
Hmm.
Some of them were.
Hmm.
And since then, they have been replacing, reconstructing files or preserving the files that were damaged. And most of the time, I'm getting anywhere from a very small record to a very large record, and it's called OMPFs, Official Military Personnel Files. So those are there. Those are what people ask for.